David and Eva, I ask both to remember that your future happiness is found in mutual consideration, patience, kindness, confidence, and affection. David, it is your duty to love Eva as yourself, provide tender leadership, and to protect her from danger. Eva, it is your duty to treat David with respect, support him, and create a healthy, happy home. It is the duty of each of you to find the greatest joy in the company of the other. To remember that in both interest and affection, you are to be one and undivided. We got through that. It's been a wonderful 24 hours for all of us. And Eva's thinking right now, this isn't in the script, Mike. And let me tell you, this young lady has had it down to a T. She could be the wedding planner 10 times over, and she's kept it straight and narrow. Despite that, we've had a few things happen since last night. I was supposed to have pulled pork for the boys today, and the smoker, of course, doesn't work. Thank goodness I've got a good friend that had one like it that could loan it to me. Then on top of that, I think a lot of you, if you receive the Christmas letter from Mulligan, know who I'm talking about. But Mulligan and David have kind of had a love-hate relationship for all these years. David tends to torment him, spinning him on his back, sliding him across the floor. So he saw his chance to get even today. And to my regret, I made my future daughter-in-law cry early in the morning when I told her that Mulligan had decided to sit on the box of cupcakes. But we solved that, and we got through it. You know, I've known Eva now for 7 years. She and David were classmates and friends in college. They were not sweethearts or lovers. She was the rose of the KA house, and I have a little metal or a little plastic container in my shed that reflects that. Eva, I want you to know this, that on behalf of all of us, Sam and Susie, Brenda and me, our entire families, when I say that we're not losing a son, we're gaining a daughter. And I mean that. What I do need to tell you is this. If you're going to wonder what this guy's going to look like in about 30-some years, here it is. And I'm sorry. You know, what I want to say to the two of you in a moment is something I've thought about, and I told David I might have a few surprises. But I think probably one of the nicest things that happened to me when this whole thing started was the two of you asking me to do this. I've had this stuff to learn and memorize, and I've had it, but I knew my emotions would make it difficult tonight because of how much this means to me. To watch my little boy finally reach this point and pinnacle in his life is so important and is so great. And I told him, he asked me if I had any particular advice. I told him, love and marriage is not a lot different than basketball. You may think you have certain talents, but it requires practice each and every day. And I think he knows what I mean by that and what it takes. I do know how much you two have become involved spiritually this past year together, and I'm so proud of you in doing that. The Bible that I hold in my hand, I purchased this week. And it's for you too. I want you to have it. There are a lot of verses, I mean, anyone could pick out in this. No, I'm not a minister, so I'm not going to try to do that. But I do want to read one small part of that. If you can hold that a moment for me. Thank you. And I'm reading from 1 Corinthians, chapter 13, because this is what it's all about. And of course, that particular verse tells us a lot of things. It talks about when as a child I talked like a child, I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put childish ways behind it. And your brother John has assured me that does not include Xboxes or PlayStations. I want you to know that. But more importantly, what I think and what I want to give to you, what I'd like to read from the Bible for you, is about love. I know you've heard it, I've heard it, but I think it's important that I say this again and I read this to you. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth. And at the closing of that 13th chapter, it says, and now these three remain, faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love.